Well, good evening. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your SPDR ETF stock market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for the evening of Wednesday, and we're at the 27th of August, 2025. Remember, you got Labor Day coming. The markets will all be closed, and then we pick everything up starting on the 2nd, and that's where it's going to get very exciting, the second day of the month where we get for trade. You can see the stock indices up. Tonight, they're down in the futures markets because Nvidia gave up a little bit. So before we go anywhere, why don't we take a look at some of the news, and we'll get to Nvidia here and talk about it for a second. The second quarter GDP expectations come out early in the morning tomorrow. We're going to also get jobless claims. You know, everybody's going to look at that at 7:30. The National Association of Realtors, the July U.S. pending home sales will come out at 9. Energy analysts, they're going to look for 28 billion cubic feet coming into injections in natural gas. And that market, of course, has been just watching injection. We're finally getting a little short covering, but boy, it's been really down. The KC Manufacturing Composite and Business Activity Index will be updated around 10. Now, Nvidia. The earnings per share came out good, $1.05 versus $1.01. The revenue, that's the light area, 46.74. They beat the other estimate of 46, but it includes absolutely no sales to China of H20s. Now, the market thought maybe you'd get $1 billion, $2 billion in there. You did not get that. The net income was $25.78 billion, well above the Wall Street estimate of $24.7. They're going to pay a quarterly cash dividend of a penny a share. Their Q3 revenue is expected up now to 52.92 to 55 billion, and that's slightly above the consensus. The data center revenue was nearly 41 billion. They announced a 60 billion share buyback, and that doesn't include the 14.74 billion that are still unused. And the gross margin came in at 73.5. That's 0.5% better, and that's showing there's continued profitability, and it hasn't gotten to the point where this is a commodity and it keeps coming down. But the market wants perfection out of this company. It didn't get it. So are you down a lot? 2.5%, 3% in that, so it's taking the other markets down with it. That's about all that's really going on as I see it. The market will get over this. Now, you can see GM was down a little bit today. Gold market up. I like gold. I can't make it any clearer. Once I heard the Fed chair say that the Fed expects inflation will rise, it's going to accumulate over time, it'll get to a point where it stops. Well, it's just beginning from the tariffs, and you got to keep that in the back of your mind. Uranium, everybody wants to own uranium right now because of these small reactors that we want to build, but they're years away. ARK was down along with Tesla a little bit today. Tesla was strong early. It gave that up later in the day. You were down 17 cents in Nvidia, and you're down about another $5 right now. I'm giving you the raw figures as I looked at them. Amazon down, but Netflix was down as well. So let's take a look at some of the chart action. You know, we've been talking here about ETHV. And when I look at it, you're still in an uptrend, higher lows, higher highs. The question is, does the market break through that low right through there? When we look at moving averages with the market, the higher highs, you've got the higher lows, and you're over the 18-day average in red. That is still bullish on the chart. The resistance is the upper Bollinger Band, and the momentum is still overbought. So would I tell traders to buy up here? No, I'd be telling them, let the market get away from being overbought by either embedding or turning down. And that word embedding comes to mind right now, and I want to bring this up to you. We're having our summer Labor Day sale. Everything's going to wind down. It'll be over on Labor Day. So if you want to take advantage, for example, on the course, $81. It includes the charting software you see me here. You get free access to my SPDR ETF videos for a couple of weeks with it. Pretty good deal there. Bollinger Band course, same thing. The full charting course, and that includes swing lines, everything that I teach, but you still get these as separate. The Bollinger Band and outside day course is very important. And then either 3 months of the SPDR ETF, and think of it this way, 3 months for the price of 2. We give you a 33% discount, And if you buy it on a yearly basis, which you can do, a third off. So you're getting, if you think about it, you're paying for 8 months and you're getting 12. So how do you get this? There's the cursor up here. It's IraEpstein.com over there. Okay? All right. So let's go back to where we were and take a look at the chart. So that's where you're at on this, and that's my point that I see. The overbought condition just keeps me a little bit away. One stock that is getting just, every time I turn on financial TV, somebody's talking about Oklo. And it engages in development of fusion reactors. So coming down here, but a lot of people talking about this. This should be the near-term support area. You don't want to get back under this 63.37, but barring that, I view the market as probably getting interesting right here. Netflix, sideways action. We'll see if the market can stay above that 18-day average, build on it, try to get through these highs of 1233. Maybe you get up to that upper Bollinger Band over time. United Healthcare, as long as the government's still looking at them, and they are, you got to be very careful about wanting to buy into anything the government's looking for. It's just they're turning over everything. Once it's over, it's like Boeing. Once this hit is over, I want to take a good hard look and try to jump on board. You know, I had that same impression on Boeing and it worked out. So we'll see what happens here. Exelon keeps getting hit. It's finally back now to the 100-day average of closes. That's a good size break, and it still looks to me on the weak side. Robinhood not getting over that 18-day average, thrown back. Now it's attacking the lower Bollinger Band. Just not the place to be. Momentum pointing down. Let it stay in that channel for a while of the Bollinger Bands. Maybe you can build on it from there. In Tesla, now you're up to that upper Bollinger Band area. I think the pros want to take something off the table there. You're overbought. That would be my opinion as to what they're doing. In Joby, you know that I think the sideways action isn't over yet. You have the embedded reading. When it's over, we'll take a good hard look at it, but I don't think it's over quite yet. XLF, the financials, you're up to the upper Bollinger Band. You're overbought. Expect a bit of a sell-off at some point here. Am I bearish? Absolutely not. I want to make that clear. Pullbacks, though, from Bollinger Bands are very common. And remember, you're going to have a full day of trading tomorrow, and then people are going to peel off Friday. They're going to be gone. All right? They're going to make that long Labor Day holiday, so use your head with some of this. You can see the sideways action on XLI, but the action is good, not bad. The market is not yet overbought. Good breaks in that market will probably be an accumulation point for people. On XLE, too overbought for my cup of tea. Market up here, and I don't know what the president's going to do with Russia. I don't think Russia's coming to the table to make peace with Ukraine. Ukraine is sending a delegation now to meet with Wyckoff here in the States to figure out what the U.S. will do and not do, and what do they do about security agreements, because what Russia wants, I can't imagine Ukraine says, yes, Russia has the right to veto if other countries want to come in and defend us. If they're doing that, why not just give all the land to Russia? In GLD, higher lows, higher highs. I still think you can get up here to the upper Bollinger Band on this move. Silver acting good too. So the metal markets have come a bit alive here. Copper miners are alive too. You can see that acting real bullish still. As long as this embedded reading stays in place, I am looking for higher prices. BND today, well, the market's we're getting into the early September timeframe, right? You only got a few days left in August trade, and each time we get closer, remember this market's going to start building even more that the Fed's going to cut interest rates. In the dollar index, you got back up to the Bollinger Band and thrown back instantly. Probably going to come back to this 18 and 100-day average. And the flip-flop is true in FXE. It's trying the downside, couldn't quite get there, but it's back to the 18-day average. So market's just going up and down rather aggressively right here, and we'll have to see what they all want to do. Again, take advantage at any point you want, because very soon this sale will not exist, and that's it. Then it's just regular pricing into the end of the year. How do you do this? Move your cursor up to the top here. Give a click there. Go to IraEpstein.com. You don't need a discount code. Everything's calculated at checkout. I'm Ira. Have a great day.